Welcome to your favorite thing on the internet. This is Timeline. On my left, always bringing the band, so we got Puddy, Music Maestro, DJ Matthews, and of course the Spice.
Whoa, chill.
I can't say Maestro.
Let's not oversell the thing. Okay?
Mad thing.
Music
Cool.
player, music selector, music picker. Okay, you know what I mean? Let's not go too far.
So I left the best for last, and obviously the spiciest thing on the internet. Koi.
Wow.
Hey guys.
Spiciest, you know?
Yeah, obviously with my rhetoric.
Oh yeah.
I hope you guys liked our new intro and our new music as well.
Do you not change my outfit?
I hope you guys liked our new intro and our new
church
music.
Outfit. It's alright.
I like how slim they made me in the new intro, by the way, honestly.
Shout out SOS on that.
Who's that? Who made it?
SOS.
SOS.
Yeah, well done, SOS.
Pretty interesting.
Shout out them.
Yeah.
Sons of Sonics.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was gonna say that. Okay, yeah. Shout out SOS. What about the music as well? Was SOS the music or the video?
Yeah, that was the music.
Oh, who did the video?
David Drifts.
David Drifts.
The animation.
Guys.
So shout out you.
Shout out David.
Oh yeah, shout out you guys.
Oh yeah.
Cuffing season.
Cuffing season, baby.
And we have Miss Banks is booed up now with.
Such a big couple.
You must be shattered, mate.
Listen, with all due
acted
respect.
like he had a chance.
Sorry, can I just say something, please? Can I just say something, please?
In the most polite way possible.
Any comments I might have made in regards to any attraction to Miss Banks, it wasn't me. I didn't write it. Lawrence, I'm sorry, okay? Wait,
You don't
who?
want no
You know what I mean? Like, Miss who? Miss no, sorry, no, Steph London. That's where it's at now. I love a bit of Steph, you know. She's single now as well, isn't it?
Ain't she with
Yes,
Tory
she
Lanez
is.
or was that just?
I hope not.
Damn well that nigga. He's standing up right now behind her. You just can't see him. Like, you know, damn well she ain't dating Tory. If Steph dated Tory Lanez, then I would be embarrassed for her because that. Did you not see him trying to attach the? Was it a necklace?
Yeah.
He was trying to put
Tory
on.
Lanez as well.
You're actually moving mad.
Oh, did you see that video?
Yeah, the Brixton thing.
Yeah.
What actually happened in that? Like, it just sounded like a disagreement. There was nothing
Tory
scary
Lanez,
about
he's
it.
always on fighting.
He's got short man syndrome.
Yeah, literally anyone.
Even
that,
when he plays basketball, he's bare angry. I'm like,
My advice, my advice to Steph here would be to stay single for as long as possible.
Why?
Like,
Why?
I feel like no, unless someone is gonna come in and actually help her and be positive and wonderful and all
I
of
don't
that.
know her struggle.
Yeah, like,
Wait,
we help her.
Wait, why are you not talking? This is my advice to Steph. Like, I'm saying, she's winning right now. She's glowing right now. Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you don't want to have to check in and call in and stuff. Like, let her just do her thing. Like, do you know what I mean?
Notes.
Are we doing it? Are we in the middle of it? Yeah, we are. Sorry.
Rah, you said.
Listen, that topic in itself is ridiculous. You know what I mean?
no.
Like, yeah, man.
Why do
like,
people get that
come
time?
on, man.
Because it's exciting.
Is it exciting though?
It's
When we
not,
know
though.
we're in an age right now where you could do things on your app. You could
We're
do.
talking about it now, so
But it's
let's
not,
not pretend.
Because there wasn't much happened
If
this
we
week.
found out Notes
Because
was
a
gay,
lot
it
didn't
would have
happen
been
this week.
it would have been news.
Yeah.
Like, listen, for future people who want to fake expose people, if you're going to try and expose people, at least give us a screen record.
Yeah, it needs to be screen
Screen
recordings
record the thing, open up your
A
phone,
blurry
go
picture
into
will
the
do as
Insta app, yeah, and actually open the thing. Because we don't believe you. I didn't believe
That
it
applies
personally.
to Jay
I was
Spades
just like,
as
this
well,
is nonsense.
by the way.
Oh, Ashanti was moving to me. You didn't see that?
Where?
You didn't see that?
Oh, mad.
Fam, he's getting that love, fam.
Yeah, but the Notes thing was fake, obviously, but people that go up for it.
I just think it shows that
You're
there's
so
enemies when you're
childish,
winning.
man.
Imagine someone just harmlessly winning in life and you want to just.
Yeah, but that's what
Confuse the
people
thing.
are like. Why are we pretending
I
that
don't
people
I
aren't
didn't
like
believe-
that?
I
People are
didn't
gonna get
believe people like
excited
that.
over stuff like that.
I didn't believe people like that. That's
People are assholes.
silly.
That's legit. I just look like, wow, people are serious assholes. Like, because this came out at it was like after 10. It was nighttime.
Twitter
People
after dark.
were sitting in bed, like literally, like watching Netflix and just making up rumors
Did you
about a guy
tweet
being
about
gay.
it?
Huh?
Did you tweet?
No, I
about
made
it?
a conscious decision not to tweet about it. Some of his managers follow me. I'm sorry, like I'm not in it. But no, I don't give rumors like that attention.
I hear that.
Like if once you give rumors like that attention, you're adding fuel to the fire.
But a lot of your timeline was talking about it.
Yeah, way too many.
Because you messaged us like everyone's talking about it.
Yeah, I did.
As
part of
the point I'm trying to make is
part of
that
scouting the
still gets
topic
people
for
to
the
talk.
show.
the point I'm making is that people are going to talk about
Oh,
it.
yo. There's a bus over there. If you want to throw me under it.
I'm not even trying to throw him under the bus.
Do you need help?
I'm not trying to throw you under the bus.
Like,
I'm not even trying to throw you under the bus. I'm just, it's just my fucking
we
point,
say
you know
that,
what
but I think it's because it's so obvious that wasn't true. But there are like rumors that people could literally just be making up that we might
agenda
actually believe.
over facts. Like that's what it's been. That's
2018.
what it's always been.
Any rumor that you write is true.
Yeah,
in 2018.
agenda over facts.
Literally.
It's almost over anyway.
Anyway, Notes is
2019
not gay.
come.
Concluded.
Alright, cool. I want to talk about the main
Are
topic.
you taking selfies?
No.
That's your selfie
Snapchat
camera right
is-
there.
Snapchat's over.
Oh, look, this is literally.
Hey, Puddy,
What
what's
are
going
you?
on?
Are you taking
you're
selfies?
actually
No.
moving.
Can
Wait,
we be a bit serious, please? Can we be
I wasn't
serious?
taking a selfie. It was an
Can we
accident.
be serious? It was an accident.
It
No,
literally
do you know
was
what I
an
mean?
accident. Have you seen my Instagram?
We're
I
trying
don't take
to make a
pictures,
show
guys.
here.
Recording
We're
the
trying to
video
make a
now.
show here.
Can you put it in the?
We're trying to
in
make
the
a show
little
here,
corner
okay?
of the-
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to make a show here. Is that
Okay.
all right?
Alright.
Yeah.
Yes, love.
Thank you.
So obviously we've seen that the MOBO Awards is about to do a rebrand. They're going to be out for a year. Pardon?
No, I said unlucky.
Unlucky, okay. Rated Awards, we see the direction they're going in and being super official. We see the Chicken Connoisseur, his new show. It's not called Chicken Connoisseur though. It's called Living Your Best Life. Or
Peng is
Life.
Peng Life. Yeah.
Where'd you get living your best life from?
Living my best life. Ain't no best life.
Yeah, I watched an episode. It was really. I actually thought it was alright, but yeah, like it's really different. It's quite different, I think, from the Chicken Connoisseur information like show on YouTube. So having said all of that, I still feel like we own our culture, but I think there is something to say in terms of do we own our culture or are we just being fed back our culture? What do you guys think?
We don't own our culture.
What do you mean?
We present things, we have things, then they're taken away from us and given back to us in a different format.
For example?
RS, the whole RS thing, Peng Life.
What, no, break that down. What's RS?
Yeah.
What's RS?
RS was making, I've even forgot the name of
Hood documentary.
the documentaries.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Hood documentary.
Oh, yeah. Hood documentary.
Yeah.
Your
And,
laugh is iconic.
We supported that all the way. He got his BBC Free deal, and then we got Dogshite.
Well, I liked Enterprise too.
Huh?
Enterprise was jokes.
What's that?
Oh shit! You're still talking
I'm
about
talking
Hood
about
documentary.
the Hood documentary.
Oh,
when it went
yeah.
on to
Sorry,
when it was
'cause-
cut down to like 5 minutes, and
Oh yeah.
It was
okay, I remember
garbage.
that.
See, don't get me wrong. I do get that once homegrown and grassroots content reaches, something a bit more informal or like, a bigger business, we lose that touch because obviously they have to make it wider. They have to make it appeal to
they have
everyone.
to-
Here's my thing. I don't think that's our culture though. I think our culture is those grassroots content, and I think I don't think it's our culture. How can someone tell
cannot-
me? And I also there's two things I want to say. I think number one, I think as individuals we all think we know what the culture is, but in reality, it's more than that. Like there's going to be parts of the culture that you're not always going to connect to, but it's still the culture. Like,
yeah, but our culture's not grassroots. Our culture's supposed to be marketable, but it's only
the
marketable
thing is,
when
soon
it
as
gets to a certain point.
no, but
No,
that's
just
because they
'cause-
always have to reach a bigger audience. It can't
I
exclusively be for one type of
certain
person.
things. I think certain things generally they just tend to work better on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
And when they try to apply it to, like with Hood documentary, for example, they try to like widen the storyline and apply it to like bring in all sorts of nonsense that just wasn't really interesting to us. Do you know what I mean? Like when it comes to ownership, I'm looking at who's the people behind it, who's putting in the money, who's getting money back from it. Do you know what I mean? So you mentioned something like Peng Life, for example. With Peng Life, that deal that was commissioned with the Channel 4, that was done through Renowned Film. And Renowned Film, that's owned by Dwayne Jones. So with something like that being done through Dwayne Jones, okay, cool, it's gone on to Channel 4. I've never actually watched the episode, to be honest. But whether it's good or bad or whatever, that money is still partially coming back to people from quote-unquote our culture. So I think it just comes down to if people are going to do deals with people, basically holding their own ownership. Same way with the Rated Awards, that deal as well, that was done through Renowned Films as well, as far as I know.
Why do things have to be diluted for the sake of money?
Okay,
That's
but
why.
it's not
That's
for
why
the
I
sake
have.
of money.
Because
That's
we
why I
want to
have.
make money.
It's not for the
That's
sake
why I
of
have a
make
problem
money.
with ownership, because with anything else, these things don't have to be diluted when they're cutting a deal with certain people. But when it's the content we say that we own, it needs to be packaged in a certain way so it can be delivered to a mass audience.
No,
But it
I
happens
don't
with
agree.
everyone. It happens with everyone. Like, literally, you could have a flipping punk rock band that's rocking out in their dad's garage. Garage. You know? I don't know why they do. No, but do you know what I mean? Rocking out back home, yeah. And then when they're signed to a label or whatever, they've got to change their sound a little bit to fit to the radio stations or whatever in order to get more money. Like, generally, when stuff are bought by bigger machines, they're gonna have to change a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the content completely changes.
Yeah, but then that content is no longer ours. I don't.
That's my point,
Not,
then.
but I'm not. No, the content they created that we related to, that is our culture. The moment they change what their goal is and all of that stuff, I don't need to acknowledge that. Like, Peng Life, I don't even think is that bad. Like, I think I see a guy who's plugging his two best friends and they're doing fun shit.
So
Keep that in. He's plugging.
What a melt.
Our culture is still our culture. Like, whether people buy into it or not, like, anytime it leaves the authenticness, that means that's not a culture anymore. But our culture
It
is
is the
still
culture, though, because it represents the culture to the mass.
So we're talking about the MOBOS, right? We're saying with the MOBOS that they started off like saying that we are going to represent this culture, and then they disappeared somewhere. For me,
They didn't disappear, though, because when you think about it, if you go to a random person and ask them what is the MOBOS, and you ask them what does the MOBOS stand for, it's music of black origin. So those people that see it are going to say, this is what represents your culture to me. So whether you're saying this, or just because they've gone to mainstream, they're not our culture, at the end of the day, they are our culture. They represent our culture.
Anything that, no, this is not me challenging that, but I'm just saying, anything that has the black on it, automatically, we have to check it and make sure that it fits with our culture.
What?
No, you're saying MOBOs, right? You're saying because people are going to look at it and think black culture, so this must be...
You've made the point that anything like the MOBOs, anything that disappears is not our culture now.
But that's what I'm saying. For me, it disappeared because it no longer was true to the culture.
But my point is that just because it's disappeared from you and it's not what you saw initially, it doesn't mean that to the majority of people, they don't look at that and say, this is your culture. And you can't, if someone came up to you and said, someone came up to you and said, the MOBOs is your culture, you can't tell them, nah, it's not my culture.
Yes, I can.
It's music of black origin. It's intended to be
So
your culture.
what if it's in the name?
It's reached the masses to say that this is a mass representation of your culture. So you can't turn around and start fighting that person and say, that's not my culture, that's not my culture. You look like bougie. Like, what are you trying to prove? It's your culture.
I don't think that. I disagree with that completely. I'm allowed to define what my culture is for me, right? I know you're not challenging that.
Yeah, but you keep saying for me.
Because it's
and
my
I'm
culture.
talking about the masses. There is my culture and there is the culture.
Yeah, but none of us have the same view of what the culture is. That's what I'm trying to say.
Everyone has a general view of what the culture is. When you look on the board behind you, when you look here, when you look at the things that we talk about weekly, we say that we're talking about the culture. And when we say we're talking about the culture, we all know what we're talking about without me saying, oh, this is my culture, this is what I want to speak about this week. You say, this is my culture, this is what I want to speak about. We all know what we want to speak about when we say the culture. So if someone comes up to you and says, the MOBOs is your culture, you really don't have a leg to stand on and say, no, it's not my culture because it's not authentic, because it's been diluted, etc.
I honestly think that is the reason why they're revamping, because loads of people have said that. Loads of people feel that sentiment does exist.
I just thought they didn't want no beef backstage. That's what I thought it was. Like, niggas, some people getting started. I was like, fuck that. That's what I thought it was, but hey, I mean,
like,
I honestly do
your
hear what you, like, do you know what I mean? I just had to let him say that.
Rated awards. The way the show looked on YouTube and the way the show looked on Channel 4 are two drastic examples. It's an example of most people watch the Rated Awards and were like, this is not my culture. Performances were cut short. Man were performing.
Wasn't that production stuff though? That wasn't.
But there's a reason for that. It's like you can't just say it's production. There's someone at the top saying, "Listen, Posty, yeah, I know you love a bit of Dave, a bit of Notes, but can't help you with that one, mate. We're gonna have to chop that one off." And that's it. And what can man really say?
For what? Because a song was shorter, it's not.
But the song is our culture, and that's being cut to 10 seconds, and they're not showing a true representation of the rated awards that man went to go and see live, and man watched on YouTube.
Grammys, even like big art shows, like shows that have a history of just being huge, yeah. Artists get cut on that as well.
Yeah, but they still have them. When you look at the Grammys, when you look at the album of the year,
when you saw Mo, when you saw seats of people, yeah, that are all grassroots that are making it, you didn't feel like that was your culture.
That's not my point.
But you're saying
my point is what I saw on YouTube and what I saw on Channel 4 were two.
So you feel like that growth,
I didn't see the same show.
But how is it? Why does it have to be the same to be the culture?
Because that is
no. Sorry. That
is the culture.
No, I understand things leaving the culture, but it doesn't mean that things are not allowed to change. Like, I don't think there was a negative.
I don't have a problem with things changing, but it's the manner in which you change. If you feel like you're losing your soul and you feel like you're not authentic and you feel like people are going to kick you out, as you're saying, then you need to question whether you really own your content.
You own your culture because if you're able to change it and make it not authentic, you owned it to do that. If you fucked it up and now you're no longer in touch with the culture, that's you. You're out of the culture, but the culture will still be the culture.
How can you kick someone out of the culture?
Bro, they kick them. So
is there like a membership card that expires or something?
But they genuinely...
You can't just kick someone out just because
you're
and
part
say you're not
of the
culture.
Oh
yeah.
Okay, retweet or delete time, guys. So firstly, we've got Dave and Fredo, Funky Friday, whatever that means. We've got Asco, the intro, and we've got SOS, aka Sons of Sonics, featuring Verse Simmonds, and the song is called Full Speed. What are we saying, guys?
Asco didn't do it for me from the jump.
Yeah, boring.
You like him. I'm feeling that Asco one.
Boring. I felt relief when we got to the end. I've never had that before.
Mad.
That's
but if you release an intro, it has to be like...
It's hard. The intro is hard.
It was just too much.
When talking about Meek Mill intro, like even Sneak Bowl intro, and then...
The intro is hard. You lot are being harsh. You lot are being harsh. The intro is cold.
It was weak,
it's
man.
cold.
I want to.
The intro makes me want to go and listen to go and listen to the mixtape, and that's what an intro should do.
I think
in my humble opinion.
I think we're gonna have to delete this one.
In my humble opinion.
All right.
I think we're gonna have to delete this one.
You'll be on his next
so
song.
That one's a
delete. Yeah.
No.
That's a delete.
Puddy, you have to follow the rules. It's a delete. Group.
What is Funky Friday? That's what I wanted to ask. What is that?
I woke up in Dave's body, so I just turned into Funky Friday.
Does anyone know what Funky Friday is?
Back in the day, Funky Friday, they'll play funky music, funky house.
Do you think that's what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Serious?
Banger. It's a banger. Like I felt like Fredo was getting the better of Dave initially, but then Dave came back and he really fought back. You know, man, it was a banger. It was a good song, and I like the video as well. I
like Fredo's second part a lot more than the first part. A lot more. Like a lot more. A lot more. No, I'm joking.
Of all the work that they've done, both of them, this is my least favorite of both of them. Like, does that make sense?
Harsh.
Do you get it?
Fredo told us that his missus holds his knife on the holds her waist. Do you understand that? Like, literally, when it's back out the thing, she chucks it over. Like, thanks, God. Like, that's fucking epic. That's relationship goals. That's cuffing season, guys. That is cuffing season.
Yeah, literally cuffing season. They're both in the back of the fucking van, mate. Fucking melts.
Cuffing season, mate.
Back to my opinion.
Cuffing season.
I'm not saying it's terrible. They're both good artists, so this makes a good song. But it's not the most exciting thing for me from either one. Like, yeah.
I can hear that.
Quick question: would you hold the knife for your fella?
Pardon?
Would you hold the knife for your fella?
Excuse me?
Would you hold it for him?
Would I hold a what?
See, this is what I'm saying.
Would I hold a what?
Fredo's finding the real ones. I need to know where you can find
them. Go and find a stabbing girl. It's fine.
What we doing?
Oh, it's a retweet, surely.
Yeah, it's a retweet, but I ain't jumping up and down for it.
Them ones there.
I'm
biased.
I'll be real. They made our intro
did
music. Funky Friday?
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay, Sons of Sonics, let's be real. These guys, yeah, they dropped this little email. They was like, you know what, we'll do your theme song if you give us a retweet. So, you know, we'll fling it to them. If you want the retweet deal.
Or like I'll beg them.
If you want the retweet deal, my bank details are right here. You can do what they did.
Comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll retweet your. Nah. But seriously though, the song's good. As far as I understand, Sons of Sonics are the producers, and Verse Simmonds is the singer. Yeah. So what I would say is, realistically, after this, I'm gonna go check for more Verse Simmonds. I'm not gonna actively check for more Sons of Sonics. Yeah. Or SOS, I don't know which one they prefer to be called. So it's a retweet for me, but it's more of a W for Verse Simmonds than a W for SOS. Yeah, because
I guess that's producer life though, isn't
but,
it? But they did that.
Did what?
Growing Over Life. And they did good. Free to Wretches last album.
Yeah, but that album dropped how many years ago? Like, what, a year ago? 2 years ago?
2 or 3 maybe.
And I only just found out about him today. So, what does that say? Do you know what I mean? Like, realistically, yeah, I'm going to check for Verse Simmonds, like, after today. Yeah. It is what it is. I don't type J5 into my YouTube search. I type J Hearts.
People do though. J5 type.
I don't type.
SOS type for beats.
You know, yeah. I don't type Remedy into my search. I'll type
people
notes.
do though. That's the thing.
Well, now that he's got that song,
people will type like Still Bangles and like well-known producers.
But Still Bangles actually has. Yeah, okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah. I see what you're trying to say.
I will keep it simple. I enjoyed the song. I thought it was a nice beat. I actually can't remember a single thing the dude said.
Is it a beat that no one else is making? Like, it's a nice beat, but...
I think you're king of retweeting just good songs.
But it's a nice beat. It's a nice beat, but... Who else isn't making that?
So is your argument right now...
That's a standard beat that comes out.
Is your argument right now that it's good, it's standard, and nothing new has happened?
My argument is that if you're giving me a song, SOS, yeah, featuring Verse Simmonds, yeah, SOS done the beat, Verse Simmonds done the verses, yeah, the best part about it for me, or the standout part, would be the verses, not the instrumental. Because the instrumental for me is a standard instrumental coming out of the UK Afro swing scene. So I'm going to be inclined to go and search for more Verse Simmonds, not SOS. Because what I got with SOS, I can get with...
It depends on who they work with.
Whoever.
I guess.
Yeah.
Retweet it before they come back and say, we'll take it.
No, well, it's a... come on, it's a default.
But it was always a retweet. It was always a retweet, I was just saying.
The song's a banger, man.
It was always a retweet. If you listen to what I'm saying, it makes sense.
It's fine.
Oh, yeah.